Hello and welcome to News Pulse. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. The Prime Minister's office is likely to review the coal supply situation in India today amid fears of widespread blackouts in the country and with many states flagging worries about outages. The Delhi police said today that the Pakistani national arrested on Monday had been living in the country for more than a decade using Indian identity. He has now been remanded in police custody for 14 days. Bengaluru on Monday witnessed heavy rainfall causing a flood-like situation across the city. Several areas, including the Kempegowda International Airport, were waterlogged following heavy rainfall in the city. The passengers were seen being ferried on a tractor outside airport today. Here are the news in details. The Delhi police said today that the Pakistani national arrested on Monday had been living in the country for more than a decade using Indian identity. Deputy Commissioner of Police, Special Cell Pramod Kushwaha said initial investigation had revealed his involvement as sleeper cell and orchestrating subversive activities. The Pakistani, identified as Mohammad Ashraf, was arrested from the Lakshmi Nagar area in Delhi on Monday. A major terrorist strike was averted, police said. He has revealed his involvement in several terrorist activities in Jammu and Kashmir and other places in India, and lately he was tasked to carry out terror activities. The place was not mentioned. He has been trained by Pakistan's ISI and we are trying to identify his other associates, the senior police officer was quoted as saying by news agency ANI. He got several fake IDs made. One such was under the name of Ahmed Noori. He had acquired Indian passport too, traveled to Thailand and Saudi Arabia. He married an Indian woman in Ghaziabad for documents and has acquired Indian ID in Bihar, Kushwaha further said. The Pakistani has now been remanded in police custody for 14 days. Chief Minister of Manipur N. Biren Singh today launched CM the High C at a program held at the Chief Minister's Secretariat. The CM the High C is a platform for the people of Manipur to directly share their problems and suggestions with the Chief Minister. Under the initiative, every citizen of the state could directly connect with the Chief Minister through the helpline number 9534795347 and share their grievances for speedy readdressal. Speaking on the occasion, Singh stated that the platform had been launched to make up for the difficulties faced in door-to-door delivery of services under different welfare schemes due to COVID-19 pandemic. As the government's initiatives like Miyamgi Numit, Hill Leaders Day, Go to Hills and Go to Village Mission couldn't be held frequently during this pandemic hour, the new platform had been introduced with the motto to facilitate contact between government and its people at grassroots level, he added. The initiative would also encourage people's participation in the governance and development of the state. The Chief Minister continued, a dedicated team had been set up to work in mission mode Delhi from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and record the callers' grievances. The team would initiate the work of readdressing the grievances received by contacting concerned departments for early resolution. He further stated that the platform aimed to reach out and engage with at least 50% households of Manipur in the next 2 to 3 months. He maintained that the state government, since its formation, had taken up various peoples-oriented schemes and development works and had found it effective in bringing emotional integration and attachment among different communities of the state. Various initiatives taken up by the government had been helpful in ensuring the benefits of certain welfare schemes reach its targeted beneficiaries and facilitate in uplifting their living conditions, he added. Agriculture Minister Oinam Lokhoi, Deputy Speaker Kongkam Rubindru, Chairman Manipur Building and Other Construction Workers Welfare Board Haikam Dingu and MLA Moirang ACP Shatra Chandra also attended the program, among others. In other news, General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri on Tuesday alleged that the central government was hiding the truth from the country over the power crisis and coal shortage after complaints from various states regarding thermal units facing shutdown. Speaking to ANI, Yechuri said that the minister says that there is no shortage of coal, but complaints are coming from every state that thermal units are closed and power generation is not happening because there is no coal. He further alleged that the government is now hiding facts like they were doing during the second wave of COVID-19 regarding the shortage of oxygen. Now it is the same. It is like there was a lack of oxygen during the second wave of COVID-19. Why the government does not reveal the truth to the country? He urged the government to tell truth to the people of the country. How long will you run the government by misleading the people? Yechuri added. On Monday, the Ministry of Power has sent a letter to states and requested to use the unallocated power of supplying electricity to the consumers of the state. In case of surplus power, the states are requested to intimate so that this power can be reallocated to other needy states. The Ministry of Power further warned that if any state is found selling power in power exchange or not scheduling this unallocated power, their power may be temporarily reduced or withdrawn to other states which are in need of such electricity. India will soon cross 100 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses in the coming days, Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya said on Monday. The achievement will be a pride for the country, he added. So far, we have administered over 95 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccine and 73% of the beneficiaries who are above 18 years are vaccinated. Second doses are being administered rapidly, the minister told news agency ANI. 100 crore vaccines will be administered in the coming days, which will be an achievement for the country. It will be a matter of pride for us, he added. The nationwide vaccination drive started in India on January 16 with the healthcare workers and the frontline workers getting inoculated in the first phase. The next phase of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from March 1st for people over 60 years of age and those aged 45 and above with specified comorbid conditions. The country launched vaccination for all people aged more than 45 years from April 1st. The government then decided to expand its vaccination drive for allowing everyone above 18 to be vaccinated from May 1st.
मुझे बताते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि देश में आज 95 करोड़ डोज एडमिनिस्टर हो चुके हैं। देश में 73% से अधिक लोगों को जो 18 ईयर से एवो के हैं उसको टीका लग चुका है। सेकंड डोज भी तेजी से लोग लगा रहे हैं और अगले नज़दीक के दिनों में 100 करोड़ टीका देश में लग जाएंगे। एक बहुत बड़ी देश के लिए उपलब्धि होगी, हमारे लिए वो गौरव का विषय होगा।
A special CBI court in Panchkula will today announce the quantum of punishment for Dera Sacha Sauda chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, who was convicted last week for the murder of former secretary manager Ranjit Singh in 2002. Ahead of the verdict, prohibitory orders under section 144 have been imposed in Panchkula district, Haryana. In view of the apprehensions of loss of life and property, creating any tension in the district, disturbance of peace and riots due to the announcement of punishment of 5 accused including Ram Rahim, section 144 is applicable today, said DCP Mohit Handa. The court will sentence 5 accused including Gurmeet Ram Rahim, who will appear from Rohtak's Sunaria jail through video conferencing. Accused Krishan Lal, Avtar, Sabdil and Jasbir will be physically present for the sentencing at the special CBI court located in Panchkula. The Jammu and Kashmir government on Monday launched its first tourist village project in the mountainous belt of Panchari in Udhampur district for development of tourism. Divisional Commissioner of Jammu Raghav Langar launched the tourist village at Panchari under the district development program launched by Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. Langar said 75 villages in the Union Territory will be developed as model tourist villages. During their visits to these villages, tourists will be able to learn about the Dogra culture and enjoy its simple living styles and cuisines. Panchari block will become one of the best tourist destinations of the Union Territory in the near future, he said, and asked the Deputy Commissioner to personally monitor the development work in the area to ensure better road connectivity, water, power provisions and others. The village is a hill resort covered with rich conifer forests on the side, a small township on the other side. It is surrounded by Natha Top on the east, Saroli Dhar on the west, Shankpal Dhar on the north and Kainth Gali in the south. Located at a distance of around 35 kilometers from Udhampur town, Panchari is an ideal place for trekking, camping and others get away to the lap of nature away from the city life. The district administration urged the tourists to come and enjoy this unexplored beauty of nature at tourist village Panchari. Under the month-long Clean India initiative as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav commemorating 75 years of the country's independence, Union Minister Anurag Thakur on Tuesday carried out a cleanliness drive in the area around Humayun's tomb in the national capital. Speaking to media persons during the drive, Thakur said that Youth Affairs and Sports Ministry has started an initiative to collect 75 lakh kilograms of plastic and waste from October 1st to 31st. India is celebrating 75 years of independence and we have to make India clean and beautiful. Youth Affairs and Sports Ministry has started an initiative to collect 75 lakh kilograms of plastic and waste from October 1st to 31st. We have collected over 30 lakh kilograms across the nation within 10 days, said Union Minister. He further said that if everyone becomes aware and throws waste in dustbin, then perhaps there will be no need to have such cleanliness drives in the future. The Department of Youth Affairs of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports in commemoration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is organizing a nationwide Clean India program from October 1st, 2021 to October 31st, 2021.
1 अक्टूबर से 31 अक्टूबर तक 75 लाख किलो प्लास्टिक और वेस्ट इकट्ठा करने का काम शुरू किया है और मुझे कहते हुए प्रसन्नता हो रही है कि मात्र 10 दिन के अंदर 30 लाख किलो से ज़्यादा प्लास्टिक और वेस्ट हमने देश भर में इकट्ठा किया है, स्वच्छता अभियान चलाया है और मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है 31 अक्टूबर से पहले 75 लाख किलो से बहुत ज़्यादा हम लोग वेस्ट देश भर में इकट्ठा करेंगे। लेकिन सबसे बड़ा सवाल ये आता है कि आखिर जो लोग चिप्स खाते हैं, टॉफी खाते हैं, पान, बीड़ी, गुटखा जो भी खाते होंगे उसके रैपर्स, प्लास्टिक की बोतल, ये सब खा के पार्क में, सड़कों में, गलियों में जो फेंकते हैं, अगर वही हर भारतीय नागरिक जागरूक हो जाएगा तो शायद भविष्य में स्वच्छता अभियान करने की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ेगी।
5 army personnel, including a junior commissioned officer, were martyred in action during a counter-terrorist operation in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri sector in the Pir Panjal ranges. An encounter broke out between security forces and terrorists during an anti-insurgency operation in Poonch district. The operation was launched in a village close to DKG in Sorankot in the early hours following intelligence inputs about the presence of terrorists there. The encounter was going on when the last reports were received. The hiding ultras opened heavy fire on the search parties, resulting in critical injuries to a JCO and 4 other ranks, according to a Defence Ministry spokesperson. They were shifted to a hospital for treatment where they succumbed to their injuries. Officials said there are reports about the presence of a group of heavily armed terrorists in the Chamrer forest after they managed to sneak from across the line of control. Security forces earlier today killed a terrorist in the Hajin area of Bandipora district. He was affiliated with the prescribed terror outfit Lakshari Taiba and was involved in the recent killing of a civilian in Bandipora. Wander Beyond Boundaries, with the support of Nagaland Tourism, is happy to embark on its second extreme terrain expedition to remote parts of Nagaland from 11 to 22nd October 2021. On this expedition, the convoy comprises of 8 capable expedition-ready 4x4 vehicles modified suitably for extreme off-road conditions. WBB uses the medium of extreme terrain 4x4 travel to explore remote lands and its people in order to help discerning travelers rehabilitate their own lens for life. Log and Drum Nagaland is all set to facilitate this experience. Title Log in Drum, Nagaland, the route traces some of the most nondescript but challenging mud tracks and roads across the state, traveling to some of the least explored and untouched areas in an effort to explore the land and its people. On this expedition, the convoy comprises of 8 capable expedition-ready 4x4 vehicles modified suitable for extreme off-road conditions. The route starts from Dimapur and taken the road to Kohima via Newland and Zadema. From Kohima, the route heads to Lake Shiloi, further off-road to Kifre, then to Twensang and finally Mon. The flag-off was done by Advisor Tourism, Art and Culture, KOV Yepatomi. Let's get more details on this.
Manite ere nature resort ahine se aru yade wander beyond boundaries koine tahan ekta expedition ekta lole ase aru itu expedition to 12 days la ase aru tahan itu Nagaland la at least 7 districts hoile to tahan cover kurile ase tahan yare Dimapur ashur koine Kohima jawle ase aru tade Kohima ra tahan Kiwema visit kuro aru ina hoine alak alak districts kani jawle ase to tahan la ekta yade organizer ekta muhan lode ase itu member la expedition ekta to tahan itia aji morning 7:30 re tahan itu flag off thagiwole ase aru itu bichire tahan sida Kohima jawle ase ko ase aru tahan itu kile ko ase koile to itu off road kile lo ase koile to tahan ko la hisab te hoile to itu Nagaland la bia rasta khan hoile tahan la benefit te cholao mon ase kushe aru tai yare thakya member ekjun tai the first time hoi kushe itu expedition do aru tai poila Nagaland be hi dishe kushe aru itu expedition de do alag Sao khane huli ahi dishe kushe itu ane mohan taige itu la hudiu aru tai ta la bhapna ki ase aru tai itu bar yare ahi lo tai itu tai la experience ki ase aru tai ki expect ko ase itu an hudiu. Sir, so can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Anurag Malik.
Yeah.
I am a travel writer from Bangalore.
So you know, like when it comes to the this WBB expedition, meaning to say it's the second expedition, right?
To Nagaland,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So what do you expect from this second expedition?
Well, if you see, the normal route that you take from Dimapur to Kohima, you could do it in just, 4 hours flat. But we are taking the road less traveled. We are actually taking, we're using the bad roads to our advantage because it makes perfect off-road, terrain. Today we are living in a very interconnected world. People have a lot of access to information, through their smartphones and devices, and there are very few little secrets left in the world of travel today. But Northeast is a world full of potential and opportunity because not every place has been covered in depth. We are passing through Futsero, which is one of the highest altitude towns in Nagaland. There are places where epic battles from the Second World War were fought. So it gives us a chance to connect with the people, understand how they live, what they eat, what are their, folklore, stories, song, dance, So I think it'll be a much more integrated trip this time.
So like can you tell us more about this WBB?
We are primarily, we are pioneers in the field of extreme overland travel. So we use the medium of 4x4, our vehicles, to reach remote lands all over the world in order to not just drive but also explore the land and its people and culture. Primarily to, also recalibrate our own lens for life. So it's also about using such travel to, expand your worldview.
When was your last visit to Nagaland, or how many times have you visited Nagaland?
I have been coming here since 99. So it's 22 years now. I spent a couple of months in Dimapur itself, in Kohima, in some of the remote parts, and served almost about 3 years in Manipur. So that way I'm very well aware of the layout, the geography, the people, and how the conditions are. I've been here for...
You've already been here in Nagaland since 1999. You've already visited. What are the differences you are seeing here in Nagaland this time? Whatever differences.
I can see so much of traffic jams. There's so many more vehicles. The city itself has grown almost about 10 times the size that I saw it. Like the railway station area was the only area which was kind of congested. Now the whole area is developed. You are going almost about 10 kilometers outside of this epicenter of Dimapur, and you find so much of construction going on. So it means that there is some amount of development. The roads are so much better. There's a national highway coming up. I remember in 2000, me coming by convoy from Imphal to Dimapur. It used to take 14 to 15 hours. Now I think you can do it in about 7 hours, 6 odd hours max. So that way the travel times have reduced drastically.
That's all for the news from News Pulse. Keep watching Hornbill TV.